Jai Hind children. In the previous class, I had explained you how to change the tenses. I had given you the rules for changing tenses for whenever we have to change the time. Okay, that rule also I had given you. And I had also explained you what is reporting verb, what is reported speech. So these rules, whatever I had explained you, it may remain same for all kinds of reported speech. Whatever the reported speeches are there, the rules of changing tense will be same. But our reporting verb is changed according to the type of sentence, according to the whatever is being reported, whether there is we are reporting any command, we are reporting any question, we are reporting any statement. So the reporting verb depends, the reporting verb used to change. Okay, for interrogative sentence there is different kind of reporting verb which we use in indirect speech. For your imperative sentences, we use different reporting verb. In the same way, for your exclamatory sentences, for operative sentences, there are different reporting verbs. Means in place of reporting verb, whatever conjunctions we use, that differs. That is different. So today we will learn the conversion of, as you can see, I have written there on the board also, the conversion of the assertive sentence. Okay, first I will start from assertive sentence, and after that I will give you the interrogative sentence. Clear? In the same way, the next one imperative and exclamatory operative. See, conversion of assertive sentence. Can you see here? Conversion of assertive sentence. Assertive sentence means your what to say, the simple sentences. Okay. Children, there is some exception also to the rule of changing reporting verb. What is the exception? What is exception? Exception means, what do you understand? It means that whenever we change our tense, sometimes we just see that our reporting verb is in the past tense. This is our second rule, that if our reporting verb is in the past tense, our whole sentence is changed in the past tense. But there is exception also. What is the exception? Just before the conversion, just before learning the rules of conversion, just talk about the this exception. So whenever any habitual truth is given there in your direct speech, and your reporting verb is in the past tense, then also your whole sentence is not changed. The indirect speech is not changed in the past tense. When it is not changed, when in your direct speech, universal truth is given there. For example, if I say, the teacher said, the earth revolves round its axis. It is true. The earth revolves round its axis. So you cannot change this type of sentences in the past tense, although your reporting verb is in past tense. The teacher said, said is your past tense. And the earth revolves. It is given in the present tense. So according to the rule, the revolves should be changed into revolved. Ed should be added there in place of s. But we will not do this. Why we will not do? We will not change it in the past tense. Why? Because it is a universal truth. It is true. It is true today also. The earth revolves around its axis. So these types of sentences which are always true, you cannot change in the past tense. Universal truth you cannot change. You cannot change the habitual truth. For example, if I say, he said, I am an early riser. He said that he is an early riser. He said that. Said is your past tense. He said that he is an early riser. Is your present tense. You will not change is into was. Why will you not change? Because this is your this is the habit of any person. So if any habitual action is given there, that is also not changed in the past tense. Clear? So what have I told you? Universal truth is not changed. Habitual actions are not changed. Historical facts are also not changed in the past tense. Suppose I say, he said India became free on 15th August 1947. So you will write in the same way, he said that India became free on 15th August 1947. So this is historical fact. So historical facts also, you cannot change the tense. The universal truth, you cannot change the tense. The habitual action, you cannot change the tense. Clear? So these all the exceptions of rule 2. What is rule 2? That we change the tense if our reporting verb is in the past tense. But in these conditions, we cannot change the tense even if our reporting verb is in the past tense. So what are those conditions which I have told you? If your sentence is given in the universal truth, if your sentence is given in the habitual action, is in any habitual action is given there, if any scientific fact or any historical fact is given there. Scientific fact means if I say water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. So this is scientific fact. He said water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. He said that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. We will not change boils into boiled, means present tense will not be changed into the past tense. Clear? Because this is scientific fact. So these 4 conditions, we do not change our tense in these 4 conditions. This is our exception. Clear? Now, let's start immediately the conversion of the sentences. First of all, I will be giving you the conversion of the assertive sentence. In assertive sentence, suppose I write any example, I am just writing. He said, I am feeling out of sorts today. This is the example of your assertive sentence. He said, I am feeling out of sort today. And give full stop and close the inverted comma. So this is your direct speech. Now I am changing it in the indirect speech. So our answer will be, he said that. What conjunction I have used? I have used here conjunction that. That he was feeling out of sort that day. Clear? And we will give here full stop. So in the assertive sentence, we just use our conjunction that. Clear? If any negative sentence is given there, the same negative sentence you will be writing. If any affirmative sentence is given there, in the same way you will be writing. But your conjunction will be that in simple sentences. Clear? You will remove this inverted comma, and in place of inverted comma, we will be writing that. Is that clear? Okay. Now, if set to is written there, set to is set to is changed into told. He said to me. So in place of said, what we will write? We will write he told. He told me. We will not write said. When we will not write said? If your said to is given there, so in place of said to, you can change said to into told. Is it clear? And just after told, don't use to. Some students write in this way. He told to me, which is incorrect. Just after told, don't write to. He told me. This is correct. Okay, because you are changing said to into told. So no need to write to after told. Is that clear to you? So this is your the way to change your assertive sentence. Clear? So just after the assertive sentence, let's learn how to change our interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence. Now see, I will be writing here the example of interrogative sentence. And in interrogative sentences, first of all, you should know that interrogative sentences are also of two types. One type of interrogative sentence is that sentence in which there is WH word. Second type of interrogative sentence is that sentence in which there is yes, no type. Means WH word is not there. Yes, no type question is there. That is your second type of interrogative. Both I will show you there on the, just you have to look at the board very carefully, because this interrogative is very important, and in your class 9, 10, in your further classes, this interrogative sentence gives the trouble to the students because sometimes it becomes confusing. Out of these two types, you have to understand which are these two types. So in the interrogative sentence, our reporting verb, whenever the question word is there, question word, you understand, question word means if I am writing what, where, when, which, how, so these all are called your question word, which starts from WH. We also say it WH word. WH word means WH family also we say. Why? Because the sentence will start from WH. Why are you going, where are you going, who teaches you. So the sentence will start from WH word. Okay, your reported speech will start from WH word. So this type of sentences, whenever this type of sentence is given there, your conjunction will be same WH word you will be using. There will be no conjunction. But if yes no type question is there, the question which the answer comes in yes or no, so what will you do? You will just use the conjunction if or whether. When you will use if or whether? If yes no type question is there, so you are using your conjunction if or whether. As I had used that, no, so you will not be using that, you will be using if, or you can use whether. But if your WH word is there, so there is no need to use the conjunction. Clear? Let's see the example. Okay, I am writing here. See, Rama said, "Shall I cheat you?" What type of sentence is this? This is your interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence you can easily identify because there is a question mark. So whenever this type of sentence is there, you have to change in the indirect speech. So what will we do? We will write in this way: Rama asked, and your reporting verb is always written, most of the time it is written in asked, because questions are always asked, questions are not told. You cannot write here said, you cannot write here told. ठीक है, क्वेश्चन क्या होता है? पूछा जाता है, बताया नहीं जाता. तो बताना means asked. So you have to write here Rama asked. You can also write enquired, you can also write demanded. Okay, and mostly we use asked, asked. So Rama asked if he now see, shall I cheat you? Here you can write in this way also. Rama wondered if he would ever cheat me. And you can also write Rama asked if he would. If he would. Sorry. If he would cheat. Now you can be changed into what? Me. Okay, because here it is not clear to whom Rama is saying. So you can write Rama asked if he would cheat me. And you will give here a full stop. So whenever interrogative sentences are there, this question mark you do not use in the indirect speech. Okay, we give full stop here. And whenever yes no type question is there, this is a yes no type question. It is also called Y and N, because the answer shall I cheat you, shall I cheat you. So this type of question, the answer will come in yes or no. But if WH word is there, WH word means, suppose I say who shall, he said to me, whom does she want to contact? Okay, let's see. He said to me, uh, whom does she want to contact? Whom does she want to contact? Now this is also your interrogative question, and this is second type of interrogative, because here you can see the WH word. The first one type is yes no type question. The answer which comes in yes or no is called yes no type question. Wherever WH word is used in the sentence, that is called WH word type question. So there are two types of interrogative. This is the first one type interrogative, and this is the second one type of interrogative. Clear? In first one type means yes no type question, which conjunction we use? If. Now in the second type, you can write in this way. He asked me. Now we will not use any conjunction. Okay, he asked me, the same WH word we have to write. Whom, whom does she want to contact? Him or whom she wanted to contact. Whom she wanted to contact. And after that, give a full stop. Don't use this question mark. Okay, no inverted comma, no question mark. He asked me whom she wanted to contact. Does is your simple present tense, and want is your first form of verb, and this first form of verb I have changed into second form. Simple present has been changed into simple past. He asked me whom she wanted to contact. This is the way in which you can change your interrogative sentence. Yeah, but you have to remember, you have to keep in your mind both the types of interrogative. Sometimes the question is made using the helping verb. So whenever the helping verbs are used, that is called yes no type question, or you can also understand in this way. Whenever the answer comes in yes or no, that is called yes no type question. And whenever your WH word is used, why, where, whom, which, who, how is also your WH word. It also comes in the WH family. So in that type of sentence, whenever we change in the indirect speech, we do not use any conjunction, but we use the same WH word which has been used in the direct speech. So this is the way you can change your interrogative sentence. Okay. Now let's understand how to change our imperative sentence. Imperative sentence. Do you know what is imperative sentence? Whenever there is command, order, request, suggestion, that is called your imperative sentences. So in imperative sentences, what do we use? We use TO2. And we also use this TO2. What is TO2? This is our conjunction. I told you in the beginning, no, that our conjunction, our reporting verbs, conjunction, that means reporting verb we used to change while changing direct to indirect speech. So our conjunction is according to the type of sentences. So this is your imperative type of sentences. So whenever imperative types of sentences are there, whenever any request is there, so you can write requested, begged, asked, appeal, these all you can write. And whenever any advice is there, so what you are writing? Advised. Sometimes we write forbid also, F-O-R-B-I-D, forbid. Forbid means mana karna. So forbid also we write urge also, U-R-G-E, urge also. When order is there, you can write ordered, commanded. These all words you can use in your reporting verb. Okay, let's understand with the help of an example. Mother said, prepare a cup of tea. Full stop, close your inverted comma. So this is an order. So what will you write here? In imperative sentence, you can write in this way: Mother ordered to prepare a cup of tea, and you will give a full stop. So which conjunction I have used? I have just written the same sentence. I have not changed the tense. Means whenever we write to, okay, just after to, our verb is written in the first form. That's why we cannot change the tense. So in imperative sentences, you will use to. Clear? Mother ordered to prepare a cup of tea. In the same way, there may be request also. Mother said, please prepare a cup of tea. If please, I will write here please. So that will become request. So mother requested. In place of ordered, you will write requested to prepare a cup of tea. Clear? So that is also imperative. Advice may be there. If I say don't smoke, so the doctor advised not to smoke, or the doctor forbade means mana karna, the doctor forbade to smoke. So this is an advice, and this is also your imperative sentence. Clear? So in this way you change your imperative sentences. Imperative sentences, sometimes the sentence is there which has let. Clear? So let's see one example. How do you change? My servant said to me, sir, let me go out for an hour. My servant said to me, sir, let me go out for an hour. Now this sentence, how will we change? We will be writing in this way: my servant requested me to let him. You can use to let him go out for an hour. And whenever we just before let, if we are writing to, it means we are allowing someone. We are giving permission to someone. My servant requested me to let him go out. Clear? So in this way, you can change the request of let also in the imperative sentences. Clear? Now, let's understand how to change your, just after imperative, the exclamatory sentences are there. Exclamatory sentence means wherever exclamatory marks are there. So, those exclamatory sentences, which conjunction you use? You use that. In exclamatory sentences, you use that. And you also write expressed with anger, expressed with grief, okay, expressed with sorrow. These types of words you will use according to the meaning of the sentence. Okay, suppose hooray is written there. So you should know that hooray is used to express the joy. These all are the interjections which will be written there in the exclamatory sentences. Let's see the example. Exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory. Okay. Exclamatory sentences can be changed in this way. First, I will write there an example. I said, alas, you have made a mess. He said, alas. Alas is the expression. This is interjection. Alas, you have made a mess. And after that, what will be there? After mess, you will give the full stop and close the inverted comma. Now here, this is your exclamatory mark. What is this? This is exclamatory mark. So how will you identify the exclamatory sentences with this exclamatory mark? This exclamatory mark can be in the beginning also. it may be in place of the full stop also. The exclamatory mark will be there. So if exclamatory marks are there, you can write in this way. You can change your sentence in indirect speech. He exclaimed. In place of said, you will write he exclaimed with sorrow that he had made a mess, and you will give a full stop here. Alas, if alas is written there, that is the sign of what? It expresses grief, pain. Alas means it expresses your grief, it expresses pain, it expresses sorrow. Okay. If what is written there, what? Oh, what? So it expresses wonder, surprise. So these all you can easily understand, and accordingly you will use exclaimed with sorrow, exclaimed with wonder, exclaimed with joy, according to the these interjections. Aha, ha, hooray. These all are the signs of, these all are the exclamations of happiness, joy. So if these interjections are written there, you will be using exclaimed with joy. If alas, oh is written there, so these are the exclamations of sorrow, pain. So you will be writing, he exclaimed with sorrow, he exclaimed with pain in this way, he exclaimed with grief. These all you can write. Okay. If oh, what is written there? Okay. So you can write, he expresses his surprise, or he exclaimed with surprise. That is also correct if you are writing. Clear? If bravo is written there, bravo, you have done well. So bravo means someone is just praising you. So he exclaimed with, he applauded. He applauded, you will be right, not exclaimed. He applauded your, or expresses the approval. This you are writing if bravo word is given there. If hush, hark, hush, hush, hush means chup, hark, hark means just quiet and listen carefully. So you will be writing, he expresses attention, he exclaimed with attention. So these all are the these after exclaimed you will be writing, these all are the words which you can use according to the expression. Clear? And this, in this way you will be changing your exclamatory sentence. You will use the conjunction that, and exclaimed with you will write, and here you can write according to this interjection. Alas is written there, to sorrow. Okay, as I have told you, in the same way you will be just changing. Okay, the last one is your optative sentence. Optative sentence, what are optative sentence? Whenever any wish is there, okay, someone is praying for you, okay, any uh, optative, optative. So what are optative sentence? Optative sentence means whenever any wish is there, any pray is there, so that is called optative sentence. So how to change optative sentence? See the example. You will be writing exclaimed, sorry, you will be writing he just, your reporting verb be change into wish. Okay, the old woman said to me, the old woman said to me. Now here I will be writing, may you be happy, may you be happy and prosperous. Prosperous, and full stop and close your inverted comma. The old woman said to me, may you be happy and prosperous. So the old woman prayed. Okay. The old woman prayed that I might be happy and prosperous. That will be your conversion of optative sentence. You will be writing in this way. The old woman prayed. Now in place of said to, what we are writing? Prayed. The old woman prayed that I might. May is changed into might. I might be happy and prosperous. And we'll give a full stop. The old woman prayed that I might be happy and prosperous. You can also write in this way. The old woman wished. Wished also you can write. The old woman wished, W-I-S-H-E-D. The old woman wished that I might be happy and prosperous. So in this way you can change your optative sentence. Okay. So I have told you all types of sentences, how to change direct speech into indirect speech. Now you have to do the practice of the exercises which is given in your grammar book, and of course we will be just solving how to change the conversation, how to write the answers of the conversation. Two people are talking, there may be teacher and student, there may be patient or doctor, there may be two friends, there may be salesman and customer, means any two will be talking there, and after reading the dialogues of those two persons, there will be a paragraph. In that paragraph you have to fill the correct form of verb, okay, which will be in the indirect speech. So that also we will be solving, and that you are solving in your book. That not I am not going to give you now in the class. Okay, I will be starting the new chapter now, children. That is all for today. Direct and indirect speech. I hope you all have understood it well, how to change different types of sentences, and you have also understood the exception also, that whenever universal truth is there, habitual truth is there, the what had I given you? Scientific truth is there. Okay, historical fact is there. So this whatever I have changed, this change we do not do. We do not make any change in the tense. Clear, children? Now do the practice and please ask if you have any query. Okay. Goodbye. Take care.